Good morning and welcome to Caravan Escapades. Hope everybody's keeping safe and well. Welcome to this cold, wet Monday morning. It's quite a pleasant weekend, but it's all a bit wet and rainy. Anyway, I'm just down here at storage. I've literally just hitched up the van. As you know, we got that paint sealed on Friday, and I'm just heading back down to MG just to get a few final bits done. Bits that were swapped over from the old caravan to the new caravan that we couldn't get done at the time, and just fix a couple of small snags. We've got a few snags, nothing major, so they're going to sort that out for me as well. But while I'm here, what I just wanted to show, I don't know how well you can see it, obviously we had the caravan paint sealed, and you can see just how, you probably can't see it too well there, but just how the water is boiling up on the caravan and running off. Whether you can see it any better at the back here. Probably difficult on a white caravan. But anyway, I'm going to get in the car, I'm going to head down there, and we'll catch up with you in a bit. So I'm not too far from MG Caravans, about 20 minutes away thereabouts, so at least the weather's dried up a little bit. One of the things I've done this time, which I've not done before, is I've used Waze as a sat nav. I obviously normally use the Avtex when I'm towing, and it's brought me a slightly different way. No real problems, and it could be because there's traffic congestion, that sort of thing, but I'm just surprised that it's brought me a slightly different way down. Have you guys used Waze before, particularly when towing? I know you can't put in your vehicle sizes, that sort of stuff, but let me know how you get on and what sat navs you use. One thing I didn't do this morning, which I guess I'm slightly regretting, is fit the towing cover. It was chucking it down with rain, it was early, I was cold, I was wet, and I just couldn't be bothered to put the cover on. The caravan has got slightly dirty on the front, but at least I've got the paint seal direct on there anyway. So traffic's not been too bad, and a little hold up at the minute, but it's moving slowly. Caravans are all dropped off at MG. I mean, that's a very efficient service. I literally just sort of turn up, and I'm sure they do this at most dealers, but literally just turn up, the guys come out, they unhitch, they take the keys off me, they go through the list of the things that need doing, and that's it. So yeah, I sure sit and await the phone call. Now, as you know, I brought it down. There's a couple of bits that needed finishing off from when we collected it, and there's also a couple of snags that we've had from our first trip out. Interesting enough, I was watching Paul Cuddington's video last night, and I'll put a link to their channel anyway, but Paul Cuddington's video referenced the problems they've had with their new caravan, and it struck me, one of the things that Paul said that you know, whether it's a new caravan or a used caravan, you've going to expect these snags. And I guess he's kind of right, but you know, particularly on new caravan, should we be accepting these snags and that sort of thing? I think for me, and listening to Paul and his dealer, I think the confidence I have is that I know MG Caravans will sort these issues out straight away, and the issues that have occurred are certainly things that they wouldn't have picked up on the PDI, and I guess the fault maybe lays with Swift, you know, whether it's substandard parts that they've used or they've just not done things quite right. So you know, that's one of those things. So should we accept it? I guess we do. You know, right or wrong, and I guess it's how those things are put together. Would you accept these sorts of things with a brand new car? I mean, for me, it hasn't, well, for us, certainly Claire, me and Darcy May, it hasn't you know, changed how we feel about the new caravan. We absolutely love it, we think it's great, and like I say, there's nothing major there. Just a couple of things. So it's about 84 miles from home to MG, and the car seems to be averaging out with the new caravan on about 21 miles to the gallon. Slightly less than we had with the Accord, but I guess it's what I've got to expect, particularly with a big car and a big caravan. Anyway, I'm going to go in and grab a coffee. While I'm sitting and waiting for the caravan, I thought I'd chat to you about insurance. So as you know, we had the new caravan a few weeks ago, and I upgraded the insurance. Now, I did go out for a few quotes, and I was surprised due to the value of the caravan and all the contents, like the additional air conditioning, the motor movers, the awnings, all that sort of stuff. I was declined insurance by a couple of companies. So for now, I've had to stick with the motorhome and caravan club insurance that I've got. One of the frustrating things about that insurance, so with the new caravan, as part of the deal, we did get 2 Alco locks. So I declared that I was fitting the 2 Alco locks. But additionally, what I also do is I have wheel locks for all the other wheels. I have steady locks for every steady. I have the heavy duty Alco hitch lock, and we obviously have the tracker, and I have an additional lock fitted on the door. Having the 2 Alco locks fitted does give me a bit of discount on the insurance. However, what a faff to try and get the 2 fitted. It really is a faff and is very frustrating. Now I know there are ways and means that you can make that easier, one of them being the lock and level. Now we do have lock and level, but what I don't want to do is leave the lock and level in place when it's in storage. I don't think that will do the lock and level too good. So in the end, what I had to do was phone up the Caravan and Motorhome Club and actually declare that I was only fitting the 1 Alco lock, which put my premium up. But what I found frustrated, so I'm fitting the 1 Alco lock. I have 3 Malenko Race fitted on all of the other wheels. I have the 4 steady locks, and I also have the uprated hitch lock. But because I'm not fitting the 2 Alco locks, I'm being penalised. So I'm being penalised for having all those locks fitted against somebody that just has the 2 Alco locks fitted. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But I guess needs must. And I think it's important that you check your policies as well. Because the other thing that my policy states is whenever the Caravan isn't in storage, it must have at least one of the Alco locks fitted, one of the wheel locks fitted, and the hitch lock. And I must admit, when I've been on site, I always put the hitch lock on. But there are times in the past when I haven't got it quite lined up that I haven't fitted the Alco lock, but I have fitted 2 of the other wheel locks. But I must make sure that going forward, I have to have the Alco lock fitted and in place, at least one of them anyway, when we're away. Let me know what you think about insurance. Our insurance will be coming up for renewal next month. So I will do a bit of searching around. Do you have any recommendations on insurance that you could take out? I mean, I'm not unimpressed with the Caravan and Motorhome Club insurance because I know it's a very good policy, and I know should we have any issues that it will probably pay out without too much trouble. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on insurance. I'm going to sit here and wait. Well, I've just had a slightly weird situation. In fact, both Claire and I have just had a slightly weird situation. I don't know whether I mentioned before, but one of the issues we got with the Caravan is that after collecting the Caravan and bringing it home, I signed up for the Sergeant Tracker service, at least going to do it for the first year. What I did was I then went online a few days after signing up and found out the Caravan was still showing as being in Hull at Swift, which I found rather strange. So I contacted Sergeant. They did a couple of tests for me pretty promptly, and then called me back and said, the tracker unit's at fault, we'll send you out a new one. When are you going next to the dealers? Well, I explained I was going down here today. They said, great, you can get the dealer to fit it. So that all went fine. Part of what the dealer is doing today is fitting it. So I guess what's happened is that they have activated an alert, which is probably normal anyway. We've had the phone call from the company that monitors the system, and they've turned around and said, yeah, okay, can you confirm your postcode? So we've given them the postcode, and they said, oh, that's not the one we've got in the system. So Claire chats to them, and it turns out that they've got our old address from 2 years ago. Now they're telling me to contact Sergeant to get that updated. So I've gone online, the new address is as it should be at the new house, spoke to Sergeant, and they've said, well, this is the only place you can get the new address. So very strange, really. I'm not sure what's going on there. Has anybody else had any issues with address details not being updated on the Swift command? Be interested to know. Back from the dealers, had all the bits done. Caravans now back in storage with all the locks on. Managed to do everything for me, all apart from one little bit, which was the door lock, the bathroom door lock. The tongue's not working on that. Didn't have one in stock, so they've had to order one in. And we've got to go back at some point anyway to have, I think we told you about, we're going to have a cushion fitted or an armrest fitted at the end of the front seat. So we'll get that all tied in together. So back here, back in storage, and as you can imagine, no front cover. So the front of the Caravan is ditched. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try the paint seal direct paint surface cleaner. Give that a quick go, see what it comes up like. So let's give it a bit of a shake, turn it on, give it a spray. Put a spray on there, and let's see what's happening. Yeah, that's coming off nice and easy. I'll give this a full and proper clean next time I get it home anyway, but I just don't fancy leaving all this thick mud sat here on the front of the caravan, although the coating will protect it. This is quite thick here. It's all coming off relatively easy, just getting it in these nooks and crannies. As you can see, that's all come off relatively easy, and she's nice and shiny again on the front. I've not cleaned around the A-frame cover. The caravan probably does need a good wash, and really with the amount of dirt that was on there, what I probably should have done was just a bit of soapy water as well to get it off, but as you can see, come off with the solution quite easy. So let's bring this one to an end. I'm tired, I want to get home, I want to go and have my tea. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you've enjoyed it, and we shall see you on the next one.